Good evening, everyone. We are going to go ahead and get started. My name is Jessica Spurtis, and I am one of the freshman admissions advisors on campus. Today, I'm going to do about a 45-minute presentation on how you can envision your time to be like as a SUNY Plattsburgh student. During this time, you can also have the ability to type in some live chat questions that we'll have answered throughout today's presentation. Give me 1 second. It looks like it's not wanting to go. Okay. So to give you a little bit of information on us, we were funded in 1889, essentially as an education-based school. So teaching was the only major that we had on our campus. There was actually only one building on our campus as well, which is the building that's showcased on this slide, Hawkins Hall. And we have grown tremendously since then. We now have a student body of around 5,200 undergraduate students, within that representing about 32 different states and 73 different countries, all within our different types of 60 or so majors and minors that students have the ability to select. But this little presentation is really going to be designed to help answer a lot of questions that you're probably thinking about right now, anywhere between distance to accessibility to different types of majors to kind of giving you that little sneak peek to see, again, how you can envision your time on our campus to look like. So we're all going to pretend like we have all applied to SUNY Plattsburgh, because hopefully we all will within the next month or so, and have been accepted into the college and have now decided that Plattsburgh's the school you want to go to. So some people will typically ask the admissions office, what are the very first things that you get to experience on our campus? And one of those things will be orientation. Now, summer orientation typically is going to be held during the month of July, and it goes by your birth month. So the earlier in the year you were born, the earlier your orientation date is going to be. Now, if you are going on vacation or you're working, or maybe you want to connect with your roommate and go to the same orientation session, you just notify the orientation office and we will be sure to accommodate you as best as we possibly can. During orientation, you will have the ability to mingle and engage with your future class. So there's going to be a lot of little small icebreakers and getting to know yous. You have the ability to live in a residence hall. You get to eat the food. You've got some roommates for a night, so you can kind of get a feel for what you can anticipate that experience to look like. And during the second day of orientation, right before you head back home, wherever home may be for you, you will be provided with your first semester's worth of courses. So if you have taken any AP or college credit or even IB courses, SUNY Plattsburgh will accept a C or higher in any college credit course, a 3 or higher on any AP exam, and then a 6 or higher on any IB exam. So if you have this credit, you will want to submit this information prior to orientation. That way we know what classes not to place you in during the fall semester. During this time, you may also want to experience SUNY Plattsburgh as well as the North Country area. We're nestled right in the North Country, where we are about an hour away from Montreal, Canada, about an hour or so from Burlington, Vermont, which is where there's something called Church Street, which is a very pedestrian, super yummy food, dog watching area. There's also the Ben & Jerry's ice cream factory, which I'm sure a lot of you know. And then Lake Placid is about an hour from us as well, which provides a ton of different hiking opportunities for students. So while you're up here, you might as well make a pretty fun vacation out of it. Once you decide to come back to campus, that'll typically be towards the last week of August, is when opening week is going to take place. So usually about a month beforehand, you'll be provided with your roommate assignment. So you will know exactly what residence hall you are living in and who you're living with. A lot of students will ask what the roommate process is like. And typically, you do have the ability to request a roommate. So if you know someone from home, maybe on a sports team and you want to connect with a teammate, or you met someone through orientation, you have the ability to request whomever you would like. You also have the ability to fill out a housing questionnaire. So it's going to ask, do you go to bed early? Do you wake up late? Are you messy? Can you handle messy? all of the really important questions to make sure that the housing office will find the most compatible person for you. There are 12 different residence halls that students do have the ability to select on our campus. 3 are specifically for freshmen, and 2 are specifically for upperclassmen. So if you're a transfer student, you may have the ability to live in one of those options as well. During our first year housing, we do have different types of floors based on certain themes. So if you are interested in, let's say, outdoor recreation, and you submit that on your housing form, the community living center will be sure to provide you to have the ability to live on a floor with people that are also interested in outdoor recreation. During opening week, you'll also have the ability to meet with your community advocate, and that's someone that is really going to be a great resource for you during your first year and any year that you're living on some type of housing throughout our campus. So they'll design different types of events for you to join, whether it be Fuel for Finals Week or playing game nights in one of your lounges. They also will have the ability to help you navigate the campus and show you how certain things work if you have questions. You will probably want to explore Plattsburgh as well. We're in a pretty nice size city. It's nothing huge by any means, but it does have a lot of opportunities for students to explore and pick up some last minute items. So Uptown Plattsburgh is about a 10-minute drive from our campus. We do have 3 different plazas. One of those plazas utilizing a Bed Bath & Beyond. There is a Planet Fitness, and Applebee's is located in there, as well as a supermarket. The second plaza is where our Walmart is located, as well as a Chipotle, Five Guys, Ulta. There's a Home Goods, TJ Maxx. The third plaza is going to be where our Target is located. Pretty soon we'll have a Kohl's in that plaza, and our mall is located in there as well. So you can find stores like Old Navy, there's a Bath and Body Works, Dick's Sporting Goods, as well as an escape room and a movie theater. So there's a lot of opportunities to do some exploring and grab those last minute things that you may have forgotten to pack. If you're hungry, you want to have one last send off with your family before they go back home, you may want to check out downtown Plattsburgh, which is only a 10-minute walk from our campus. There are a ton of different places to eat. So anywhere between Greek to Asian to Italian. We also have a restaurant called Our House Bistro that has 27 flavors of mac and cheese. That's typically the fan favorite for students. So those are a lot of things that many of our first year students will experience in Plattsburgh during opening week. But of course, you're going to end up going to class as well, because that is what going to college is all about. So usually as a college student, you'll take about 5 courses each semester. And your first 2 years are really fulfilling general education requirements. So you'll take your basic math, science, history, a social science. Again, if you have already accumulated college credit courses, you may have more opportunities to really dive right in to certain courses within your specific major. SUNY Plattsburgh will do our best to make sure that you're taking one type of class within your academic program. That way you kind of have a feel of what you can anticipate that coursework to look like. If you have done very well in some of your classes in high school and were very good test takers, you may also have the opportunity to be invited into the honors program. And that's really broken up into 2 different parts. So the first part allows students to kind of do your general education courses, but it's all roundtable discussion. So it's capped off at 15 students. It's a great program if you are interested in using your voice and advocating and challenging one another. So it's a very unique opportunity for students that are interested. The second half of the honors program allows students to do graduate work at an undergraduate level. So you would come up with a thesis, you would defend it, and then you would present it right before you would graduate. If you do decide to be a part of the honors program, you will also have the ability to wear a medal at graduation, which a lot of our students really enjoy. We do offer a ton of support on our campus as well. College is a challenge and it's designed to be, but if you advocate for yourself, you will have a ton of support throughout your 4 years on our campus. With small class sizes, around 21 students or so, all of the professors will do their absolute best to engage and have the ability to get to know their students one-on-one. All of the professors on our campus do teach courses. Although we do have teaching assistants, all they will do is proctor tests, take attendance, maybe do a study review session, but it'll always be a professor teaching that specific class. They are also mandated to have office hours, which means during certain times throughout the week, they are in their office where you have the ability to walk in, get a little help, or just start to establish a stronger relationship with your professors. You'll also have an academic advisor within your specific program. So if you are interested in nutrition, you'll have an advisor within the nutrition program. If you decided to do a minor in chemistry with a nutrition major, you'll now have 2 advisors, one in nutrition, the other in chemistry. Now at SUNY Plattsburgh, you do have to connect with your advisors on campus once a semester, and that's going to help allow you to, again, build stronger relationships and connections. They're also going to help plan out what classes you should be taking for the future semester. If you're having a little extra, issues or troubles in your calculus class or pre-calculus class, you may also want to utilize the Student Learning Center, which is essentially a peer-run tutoring service. So our students have the ability to either set up an appointment either online or in person and get tutored by a peer for about an hour or so, as often or as little as they want. So there is a very large variety of different types of classes students can get tutored in. And if you have done very well in a class, a professor can actually suggest that you become a tutor, and that would be a paid job through our campus. For any student that may identify as needing any type of additional assistance, we do have a student support service as well. So all you need to do is submit your paperwork and you will be accommodated in every way, shape, or form. For those of you that are interested in the different types of majors at SUNY Plattsburgh, this is by no means a complete list, but it is some of our more popular programs on our campus. So as I mentioned earlier, we have around 60 different majors and minors that a student has the ability to select. And we've grouped these majors into 3 different schools. So the first school that we offer on our campus is the School of Arts and Sciences. So that's where you're going to find a lot of the liberal arts programs that you may be interested in pursuing. Some of our more popular programs on campus would be things within the art world and arts and humanities. We consider ourselves a museum without walls, so we have artwork in, on, and around the building. It's something that we really value on our campus. So you can find programs in photography, graphic design, ceramics, studio art. We also have an art therapy minor. For students that are interested in communications, we have programs like broadcasting, digital media, a brand new Spanish broadcasting program as well, which we're pretty excited about. TV audio production is another favorite of our students too. If you're interested in social sciences, some of our popular programs are criminal justice, psychology, things like anthropology, gender and women's studies, English. If you are interested in more of the hard sciences, we are the only SUNY school and one of few in the country to offer a bachelor's degree in robotics. We also have biomedical sciences, which is our pre-med program on our campus. With that comes an automatic minor in chemistry. There's also environmental science, environmental studies, biology, biochemistry, physics, and a lot of our computer science programs are housed in that school as well. The second school is the School of Education, Health, and Human Services. So as I mentioned earlier, we were created as a teacher's college, and we stand pretty true to those roots today. We have an adolescent education 5-year master's degree on our campus, where in 5 years, you will get your bachelor's degree in the subject that you teach and your master's degree within education. For early childhood education, it's birth through 6th grade with a dual certification in special ed. That too is a 5-year program program, which essentially means in 5 years, you'll have your master's degree. Typically, it takes 6 to do that. So at SUNY Plattsburgh, you will have the ability to get your master's 1 year less than everyone else. So it's a much faster, more affordable option to choose from. And many of our students do also have the ability to take some graduate courses at an undergraduate price as they segue into that master's degree. If you are interested in things like speech pathology and audiology, communication sciences and disorders is going to be a great fit for you on our campus. Expeditionary Studies is more of an outdoor adventure program. So if you are interested in becoming a park ranger or a forest ranger, that may be a really good fit for you. Things like nutrition and social work are pretty rare programs to find in the SUNY system. We offer both of those degrees. Our fitness, wellness, and leadership program has 3 different tracks. So one is if you're interested in athletic training, one if you are interested in physical therapy or occupational therapy, and the final one is if you are interested in owning your own fitness facility. Nursing is a direct admit 4-year bachelor's degree on our campus. So our students will become nurses from day 1, the second they've been accepted into our campus. We do have a nursing skills lab with stimulated humans. They do anything a person can do right on the spot. So anywhere between drawing their blood to giving birth to going into cardiac arrest. Over 90% of our nursing students will also pass their exam on the first try, and many of our nursing students are getting jobs immediately, if not before they have even graduated. That's a pretty competitive program on our campus with over 1,000 applications. There's about 55 spots that go towards that first year freshman class. If you have questions about admissions requirements, since that is a little bit different than our traditional students at SUNY Plattsburgh, just contact our admissions office. We can be reached at admissions@plattsburgh.edu, and we can provide you with some more general information. The final school that we offer is the School of Business and Economics. We are internationally accredited through the AACSB, which is the most prestigious degree that a student has the ability to receive within that specific business program. We do offer 12 different majors and minors that a student has the ability to select. We are the only SUNY to offer a 4-year bachelor's degree in entrepreneurship. These professors were entrepreneurs. They know how to create companies from the ground up, so they're going to show you all of the tips and tricks to become your own boss. We also have a hospitality management program on our campus. Within that, there is a 5-star student-run restaurant. It's called Samuel D's. So students have the ability to cook, prep, serve, host at their restaurants. You also have the ability to do a major in something called global supply chain management, which is getting goods from point A to point B faster and cheaper than your competitors. If you're interested in the more traditional programs, we do offer things like accounting, finance, as well as economics. Those students do have the ability to become certified with utilizing Bloomberg terminals. We are the only SUNY to offer Bloomberg terminals on our campus, so it is something that we're pretty passionate about as well. What's nice about the School of Business and Economics is that it's very easy to do a double major or even a triple major and still graduate in 4 years. That is because since it is an AACSB accredited institution, you have the ability to take the same core courses, which means you may only have to take a couple more classes to do a double major in a certain program. I'm sure a lot of you are also very interested in getting involved at whatever college you decide to go to. We have over 100 clubs and counting that students have the ability to select. So anywhere between academic clubs to honor societies, we have Greek life. There's things like Harry Potter, Humans versus Zombies. There's a ski club on our campus as well. Plattsburgh also offers a lot of different events that will take place throughout the school year. One of the very first things that you get to experience on our campus is something called Community Night. That's where community members, students, faculty, all kind of hang out by Hawkins Pond. There's food trucks and dancing and music, and it's just a really great way to welcome new students and welcome back older students. In the past, we've also done a spring concert on our campus. We've had a comedian come on our campus as well, which is something that a lot of our college students will appreciate. So there's a ton of different events that take place. Students actually get emails every day listing all of the different types of things happening on campus. That way you can never say you're bored. If you're interested in sports, SUNY Plattsburgh offers 18 NCAA Division III sports on our campus. We have a lot of school pride, so if you're looking for a school with a lot of spirit, Plattsburgh's going to be a really good fit for you. Our women's soccer team have made it to the semifinals. Women's lacrosse is now on its second year on our campus. Our men's basketball team has won the SUNYAC championship as well as men's lacrosse, and our ice hockey teams are pretty fantastic. Every year, they're nationally ranked. The women's ice hockey team in particular have won the most amount of consecutively earned championship titles in the history of NCAA D3 sports. If you're interested in maybe watching sports and being a really big super fan, we do have a club on campus. It's called the Cardinal Red Zone Cheer Club. They'll paint their faces and bodies red. They go to all the home games, and then they have the noisemakers, and they do a lot of cheering, and it's just a really fun way for students to get involved and watch those games. We also have club and intramural sports. So if you're interested in being athletic, but maybe you don't want to take that next step and become an athlete, club sports still allow you to travel and compete. So we have club sports and things like fishing and rugby, for example. Intramural sports are usually a lot more laid back, sometimes once a week, typically co-ed. So you'll find things like volleyball, soccer, lacrosse. They'll also do a lot of open ice skating rinks with Berkey, our mascot. We will be going through a pretty awesome renovation project to Memorial Hall, which is our fitness center on campus. Currently, we have an indoor rock climbing wall. We also have state-of-the-art cardio, free weights, and weight machines, as well as an aerobics studio. So if you come up to campus, you'll actually have the ability to see the blueprints of how we are envisioning Memorial Hall to look like throughout these next couple years. So a lot of you may be wondering, what happens after that first year at SUNY Plattsburgh? Once you're a little bit more settled, what are some things that you can anticipate that second year to look like? Oftentimes, that's declaring a major or another minor. A lot of students kind of think that they know that they want to do one or the other, but they're not sure how it works and what's going to work best within their schedule. I typically tell students that minors and majors are pretty unique, so you have the ability to select whatever types of majors or minors that best suits you and your dreams. So some people will select a major or an additional major because you only need to take a couple classes to get that major. So an example of that would be something within the business world or biomedical sciences, which already has that built-in chemistry minor. Some also may know exactly what they want to do. So they may know that, after they graduate from SUNY Plattsburgh, they know they want to go into law school. So comparing things like English and communication studies or history and pairing those two programs together may give you a pretty unique fit to have the ability to go into law school. Some of you may also have a hobby. You may love music and you may have been playing for years, but you know that you don't want to be a musician when you get your degree. You actually want to go into something like computer science. Add that as a minor and you still have the ability to perform and play and be passionate about those things. So talk to your advisor because, again, whatever type of program you do decide to select, you'll have an advisor within that specific program. And they can really assist you with all of the different tips and tricks to ensure that you would still graduate in that 4-year time frame. Some things that I would encourage you all to do as you begin your college search is to see what types of hands-on learning opportunities are available for all of you. Within SUNY Plattsburgh, just about every major has some type of experimental learning component. So for students interested in magazine and journalism, we have our own magazine on campus. It's called Due North. That is the in-flight air magazine for Penair Airlines, which is one of the airplanes that will fly in and out of the Plattsburgh airport. We We also have a newspaper on campus that's student run. For students that are interested in communication sciences and disorders, there is a speech and hearing clinic on our campus. So you can see the students and you can hear them. It's kind of through those mirrors where you can see them, but they can't necessarily see you. We do also offer things like a traumatic brain injury center on our campus, an adult daycare for folks with Alzheimer's, and a nexus, which is essentially identifying and testing individuals that may fall on the spectrum for our psychology students. If you are interested in maybe hacking, you want to become Penelope from Criminal Minds, we have a Center for Cybersecurity and Technology right on our campus. If you're interested in the hard sciences, what's nice about looking at a four-year college in comparison to a big university center is that you're not competing with graduate and PhD candidates. You're just connecting with your advisors and seeing if they are willing to, help or have you assist with their research opportunities. SUNY Plattsburgh underwent about a $37 million renovation project to our science building, and within that comes about $3 million worth of lab equipment. So our students have access to a DNA sequencer, an MNR machine, a CNR machine. There's also a 50,000 radar gun that students will bring out onto Lake Champlain to collect water samples and bring them back to the labs. If you're interested in environmental science, we do have a Champlain Valley Research Institute, which allows students to go out onto Lake Champlain and do some testing and research. So there's a ton of opportunities for all of our students to get involved and get that hands-on learning opportunities pretty early on in their college career. You may also be interested in landing that perfect internship. Throughout all of the different academic programs on our campus, there are internship coordinators. So you would meet with them when the time comes and they can help identify different types of internship opportunities for you. If there is an internship that you're interested in, but maybe it hasn't ever been done before at SUNY Plattsburgh, then you have the ability to just talk to that internship coordinator and they can help assist you with identifying if that internship would be paid or unpaid, if you'd get credit, if it would work well within your semester, which semester you should do your internship. So they're going to be a great resource for you as well. A lot of students are leaders on our campus, and a lot of employers are asking for leaders. So a lot of students may ask, how do you become a leader as a college student? You may just know what it's like to be a student in general, but you can become a leader in so many different ways. So you could be that person who raises their hand to ask that question or be the first person to answer a question in class. You may have had an amazing first year experience within our housing and living communities, and you might want to become a community advocate. And if you do that, you have free room and a reduced meal plan. And being that type of advocate, you're dealing with conflicts and folks that may be homesick, and you're doing a lot of multitasking and planning. You may have started off your freshman year as the president of the Ski and Snowboarding Club, and now you're hitting your sophomore, junior, senior year, and you can become the president or the vice president. So there are so many opportunities on our campus for our students to have the ability to get involved. Bear with me, it looks like it's wanting to be a little bit slow. A lot of our students are also interested in studying abroad. Because we are a SUNY school, you have the luxury of utilizing all 500 locations throughout the SUNY system. So that allows you to find a program that best suits your schedule and your time frame. So you could study abroad for as long as a year. You could cut that in half and go for a semester. You could cut that in half and go for a winter break or a spring break. Some classes may even have a study abroad component at the end of that specific semester. So there's a ton of opportunities for you to really immerse yourself in a different culture. SUNY Plattsburgh is also one of 4 SUNYs to offer a national student exchange, and that allows a student to travel inside the United States at SUNY Plattsburgh's price. You'll take classes at that school for a semester, and the classes will transfer back over to Plattsburgh. Then you know what classes you may want to move to after Plattsburgh, where you might want to go to graduate school, or to say that you lived in Hawaii or California or Colorado for a semester. So it's a pretty unique opportunity that our students are taking advantage of. And as you start to declare that second major or minor and do that internship and study abroad, it's really going to start to prepare you for graduation, which is going to be that really big, impactful moment that has been building and building for the past 4 years. And the Career Development Center is going to help you every single step of the way. So you have the ability to walk into their office with essentially a blank sheet of paper, and they can come up with a cover letter and a resume that best suits you. They also do mock interviews for students. So if you're really nervous about an upcoming interview, they'll sit down with you. You'll dress as if this is the real interview. They'll tell you what you did great at and what you could use a little extra help with as well. They will also assist with declaring different types of majors and career paths for you through a Strengths Quest Skills Assessment quiz. There's also applied learning grants. So if there's an internship that would require you to have some type of transportation funds or any, plane tickets or whatever the case may be, the applied learning grant will have the ability or give you the ability to take out some money from them. There's also something called Cardinal Connect, and that is where students can look for jobs and internship opportunities either as students or alumni when the time comes. And then you graduate. I'm sure you are all so excited. It was a pretty quick 4 years for you in about a half an hour or so. But I typically like to tell students during this slide, SUNY Plattsburgh is going to provide you with all of the resources that you need to succeed in college. But it's up to you as a student to be that advocate and use your voice and ask those questions. And if you do, you may be one of our over 90% of students that are either in graduate school or have a job within 6 months of graduating in their intended field after they have left SUNY Plattsburgh. So at this point, I'm just going to start to wrap up some things as far as when to apply, what we're looking for in an applicant, all of that really good information. So what we're typically looking for is around an 85 GPA if you are a high school student looking to become a freshman in the upcoming semester. Our middle 50% of students score around a 1060 to an 1180 on their SAT or a 21 to a 25 on their ACT. We are not test optional, so we will require one of those exams. If you've taken exams multiple times, you will super score. That just means we'll take the best possible combination of each exam and we'll put it into one test for you. If you are a transfer student, our middle 50% of students have around a 2.6 to a 3.3 GPA. If you feel pretty good about those programs and what we're typically looking for in a student, I would suggest you visit our website and access our scholarship calculator. Within that, you have the ability to plug in your GPA, your test scores, and where you live, and it'll tell you exactly what you may qualify for at SUNY Plattsburgh if you were to apply. And our scholarships are automatically going to be awarded to our students. Again, some different majors do have different admissions requirements, so if you had a specific question regarding yours, please feel free to contact our admissions office at admissions@plattsburgh.edu. We also encourage students to apply around December 1 of their senior year at SUNY Plattsburgh if you're looking to enroll in the fall semester. School based on rolling admission. It just means the sooner you apply, the sooner you will hear back from us. We do encourage transfer students to apply around March 1, and then you would want to submit your FAFSA by December 15th, with May 1 being the deposit deadline, so the date that you should know what school you would like to enroll in. So I would like you all to stay connected with us. Follow us on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram. Check out what's happening in the hashtag #PlattsLife. And if you have questions about upcoming opportunities to visit campus, we do have a ton of different options posted right on our website. And many of our admissions advisors are traveling to schools and fairs near you. So visit the website and see where we're going to be within the next couple weeks or so. With that, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your evenings to listen to this little presentation. And if you have questions, again, please feel free to contact our office at a sooner date. I thank you all so much for your attention and have a great day.